Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So student, in the previous class we had completed with the chapter of reproduction, and in that chapter student we have seen that what is reproduction, and reproduction is basically, it is really important, importance of reproduction as it help in giving variation to the organism, as well as it is important since it help in the increasing the number of species of the organism. So for the continuation of the species, it is really important that the process of reproduction should take place. Okay. Now, in the reproduction also student, we have understood that what is the sexual and asexual reproduction, and what is the reproductive health. Sexual, asexual reproduction, out of the two, sexual reproduction is considered to be the better one, because sexual reproduction gives variation that will help in organism to survive more than that of the asexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction, it involves the two parents, and that will be that will help in giving the different characters. Reproductive health is important, and even the person the people must be aware about the reproductive health, because yes, your physical and mental stress is really matter, and a lot of a disease can be caused if a person is not having a good knowledge of the health, reproductive health, or even of the sex education. Okay, now today we will start with a new chapter of physics, and that is electricity. Electricity. Now here the term is electricity. So electricity is really very common for us. It is what? It is a form of energy. Yes. It is a form of energy which is very, very important for us. You know, our life, we cannot think our life without electricity. We are totally dependent for anything. You see, for using any appliances, like if you want to keep object in keep any thing in the fridge in order that it will not get spoiled. If the food will not get spoiled, we used to keep in the fridge. We want to, in winter, we want to use the geyser, so that geyser will help in increasing the temperature. That will help in giving warm water. We use light, tube light, or a normal bulb that is used to see at night also. All the small appliances that we use in our daily, for washing machine, a mixer grinder, these all motor that is used in your house. So all these things are what student, these are used, these are generally they can be operated with the help of electricity only. So we cannot think of our life without electricity. We are so dependent on electricity for that. Now, when we talk about electricity, so the first thing is that we use a very common term that we use is the current, electric current. Yes, electricity is generated due to the flow of current. When electric current is flowing, we will say that electricity is generated. Okay, so what constitutes an electricity? What is an electric current? What is the potential difference? Resistance, ammeter, voltmeter, how we used to arrange the resistance, how we used to arrange the resistance in series, how we arrange the ammeter or the voltmeter in series or in parallel. Why is this so? Everything that we will going to understand in this chapter. Let us start with the electric current and circuit. Electric current and circuit. So, when we talk about the electric current, so before we know that, we must know what is water current. Water current is also a term which is very common to us, which we are knowing it very well. So water current is that flow of water in the river, that is the water current. So what about the electric current? Yes, the flow of electric charges will constitute the electric current. Okay, so flow of water constitute the water current, flow of charges will constitute the electric current. So for example, if we talk about the conductor, you see students, when we talk about the charges here, charges is what? It is nothing. There are two different type of charges there, positive charge and the negative charge is there. So if the charge is there, and how this charge is formed? So this charge, suppose a metallic wire is there, and inside it, it has consisting of an atom. It is made up of an atom. Now the atom may have some free electrons, and this free electrons will constitute the electric current to flow through it. How the charges are produced? Charges are produced because we have learned in the atoms also that atoms may lose or may gain electron. When there is an electron rich, when the condition is that it is electron rich, then it will get negative charge, and when electron deficient, it will be positive charge. So this is what here the number of charges are more. It is rich in charges, and here it is deficient of the charges, does not have a charge in it. So if a metallic wire is there, it must have an accumulation of charges, and that charge must be free charges. When we talk about the free charges means what, students? See, in atom or in any of the, if we talk about the metal only, so there atoms can consist of the positive and negative electron, and that can be neutral. It means they will be combined with each other, and due to which electrons are not free. But in some of them the electrons are free, and when the electrons are free, it will be very easy for the current to flow through it. If the electrons are combined, it is not. Like if you take an example here, we can understand it with the help of electrolysis. Remember that what happened in the electrolysis. See, NaCl, till it is a solid state, it will not going to show the conduction. Okay, it do not allow the electric current to pass through it. But as you add it in the water, what happened? It get dissociated into Na positive and Cl negative. So this is what it is. This dissociation occur because now the electrons are what? Free. So when the ions are now present, so the electric current can flow easily through it. So when it is in a solid state, it is in a combined state. And it is in a combined state, it will not going to make the electric current to pass through it until and unless it consisting of ions, and it will get converted into ions when it is dissolved into a water or in electrolyte, or when it comes in its molten state. Similarly, in a metallic wire, if it is not consisting of a free ions, no electric current will flow through it. But if it consisting of a free ion, it will allow the electric current to pass through it. Now the question arises, what are the substances which allow the electric current or which do not allow? And on the basis of that, we have categorizes the substances also: conductor and insulator. Now, what are conductor and what are insulator? So, conductor are these are the substances which allow the electric current to pass through it. We are very well known about this definition, students. Now, how the current will flow through it? Basically, in case of a conductor, this substance is consisting of free charges. While what happened in case of an insulator? Insulator do not consisting of free charges. I'll tell you about it. When we were going to study about the electricity, student, actually electricity is divided into two: static electricity and dynamic electricity, which we call as a electric current only. Okay, so here in a static electricity, it is the insulator which used to consisting of electric current. Like in the lower classes, we have studied about the plastic comb. It means when we rub the comb, then or a wool, it will produce a spark. Okay. What does that mean? And or when we rub a plastic comb or a scale and we keep it near to that of the paper pieces, so the pieces of paper will get attracted towards it. It is because of the charge only, that is stored charge. Here, in case of a conductor, there is no such a stored charge because it is already having the path through which the charges which is produced can flow easily. While in case of an insulator, it does not consisting of a charges. If the charges is developed, student, it will remain at its place in the form of a static electricity, in the form of a static charges. Okay, so metallic wire or a conductor that will help in conduction of the electricity or electric current to flow through it. Now, if we talk about, it means the conductor. For a current to flow, there is a need of a conductor. Now, okay, so we have taken a wire and we have connected it together. So, is it possible that the electric current will start flowing through it? No. There is a need of a object, there is a need of a supply of the current through it. And this supply can be given with the help of a switch. With the help of a cell or with the help of a battery. Here we will going to make a cell here. Okay, so with the help of a cell. So cell is what? It help in providing the current through it. In a simple term, it does not mean that only the cell is there or a battery is there. There are a lot more things which help in providing the current. But yes, generally we said that it is the cell or the battery which help in providing the current. Now, this is the wire and it is now connected with the cell. So what happened? The current start flowing through it. Okay, so the current will start flowing through it. Okay, so here the question arises is, okay, the current start flowing through it, but we can say that how this current is generated in that of the cell. So you see, student, in case of a cell, so we can say here that in case of a cell, there are a cell or battery, you know that a continuous chemical reaction will take place in it. And due to which, due to this chemical reaction, some of them will gains the electron and some of them will lose the electron. Who gains the electron, that will become negative charge, and who lose the electron, that will become positive charge. And because of this only, this charge is only, the current can be, the charges start flowing from the negative to that of the positive terminal. So this is how the cell help in supplying the current to it, current to the wire. Okay, so it is the chemical process, the chemical reaction which take place inside the cell will help in generating the electricity. If one cell is connected to the other cell, it will become battery. Okay, so if you will say here this is a cell, and again now we have connected here one more cell to it, or one more cell to it, or one more cell to it, that will constitute the battery, student. Now there is a need of another thing. Okay, current is flowing, but right now we do not want the current should flow from the wire. So in order to control the movement, the supply of the current in the wire, there is a need of a controller, and that controller is switch. That controller is switch. So when switch is off, it means this time there is the circuit will become open. We are knowing about, very well know about the circuit, students, open circuit and closed circuit. When the current starts flowing from the wire from one terminal to other, that will constitute a closed circuit, and in that one the switch is on. When we say switch is on, it means it is a closed circuit. Now when the switch is on, student, it will be like this. Okay, and similarly when we say switch is off, so there is a small gap between the switch, and due to which the current will flow, but it comes and stops here. Okay, so this is how the electric circuit is formed with the help of the wire, with the help of a switch, as well as with the cell or battery. Now, generally, if we talk about this current only, students, so we know that the electrons, the electric current, it was considered to be the flow of our charges, and it was before it was not known about the potential difference, or we will going to discuss about the potential difference in the same chapter, student. But before that, when the concept of this electricity came, and not so things was discovered about the electric current, so it was thought that the current is flowing through that of the negative charge. So that, see, it is called as a conventional current. When we talk about convention means which is according to our convention, according to our ease. So that time it was actually not known that how the current used to flow. So current used to flow from the positive and the negative terminal, but at that time in conventionally if we say the current, it was thought that current is flowing through the negative charges. So when we talk about the flow of electric current, it is always from the positive charge, but conventional current, it is from the negative charge. Now, if we are continuously talking about the current, we said that current is what? It is a flow of a charge. Now, if we want to measure the current, we can say that if a metallic wire is there and we want to think that how much current is flowed here. So, from A to B, how much current is generated or how much current, or if you want to find the current value, so we can say the number of charges which flows from A to B at a particular time, that is called as the charges. This is how we can find the value of the current. So the number of we can say the number of charges flows through wire at time t. So we can define the charges, that is if a net charge is Q, flows across any cross section, of a conductor in time t, through time t, then the current I through the cross section is represented as I is equals to Q upon T. So this is the first formula, student, of the chapter, in which if you want to find the value of the current, we have to see the number of the charges flows across in a conductor in a particular time. That is called as the current. This is how we can find the current. Now let us see that what is the SI unit of the charge. See, SI unit of the charge is what? That is Coulomb. SI unit of charge, electric charges, is Coulomb. And this is represented by capital C. SI unit of electric charge is Coulomb, students. Okay. Now this charge, it is equivalent to the charge contained nearly. It is equals to that of the 6 into 10 the power 6 electrons. It is not 6, 18 electrons. So SI unit of the charge is Coulomb, and this is equivalent to 6 into 10 the power 18 electrons. Now the electric current which is represented by I here, it is measure the SI unit of the electric current is ampere. So it is expressed by a unit called as ampere. Called as ampere. Okay, and it is represented by capital A. So if we want to talk about the 1 ampere student, so we know that here the formula is I is equals to Q upon T. So if you want to find, or if you want to know about the 1 ampere, so 1 ampere will be equals to 1 it will be equals to flow of 1 coulomb of a charge in 1 seconds. That is what? That is 1 ampere. See, if here I is represented by ampere. So if 1 coulomb of a charge, it means 1 coulomb of a charge is represented by 1 only, and it flows up in 1 second, then it is represented by 1 second only. So this will be equals to 1 ampere. Okay, so 1 ampere, it's important student because many times the definition of the 1 ampere in 1 marks can be asked in the exam. So 1 ampere is constituted by flow of 1 coulomb of charge flow of 1 coulomb of charge in 1 second. 1 coulomb of charge in 1 second, that we call as a 1 ampere. Now how we can measure the current? So current can be measured by an instrument which is called as ammeter. So an instrument is there. Current can be measured by an instrument called as ammeter. Okay, and this ammeter actually for a small quantity we can use the galvanometer also, or we can use the milliammeter. Okay, milliampere, it is represented by milliampere. So small quantity of a current, it can be expressed in a milliampere. Ammeter is used in order to find the flow of electric current. And same thing with the galvanometer. Galvanometer is there to find the small quantity of electric current flows through it. Now, talking about the ammeter students, ammeter is always connected in series. If any circuit is there, it is never connected as in a parallel, but it is always connected in a series. We will going to discuss about the series in parallel when we will start with the resistance. Till that, you must know about it that see, in a circuit, if we talk about an electric circuit, the electric circuit consisting of a switch, it consisting of the potential difference, and if we had connected an ammeter to it, A, represented by A. So this is what, this is a flow of charges from that of the positive to the negative, and here the current is flowing through that of the ammeter. So this is in the series. When we talk about the parallel, so in that case, this ammeter, it will be connected as another wire, and this is called as a parallel. Okay, so ammeter, it is always connected in series. It is never connected in a parallel, because overflow will occur and ultimately this will causes the burning of the circuit. So it is important that the ammeter should be connected in the series. Now if we use the circuit, the typical electric circuit, and along with it if we connect the ammeter, what kind of a electric circuit that we got it? Let us see that electric circuit along with the ammeter. So this is a circuit, and from here a bulb is there. You know that how to represent the bulb, students. So a bulb is there, And now this bulb, it is connected to an emitter. From the emitter, here switch is also there. So we can represent the switch as, it is a closed circuit, it is explaining about the closed circuit. Now this is the positive, this is the negative, so current is flowing through this, and from the bulb it reaches to the emitter and then to the other terminal. Okay, this is the positive and this is the negative, this is the current flowing through it. This is the emitter, students. Okay, so this is the whole circuit, electric circuit, along with that of the emitter. Okay, emitter is connected here in the series, so current is flowing through it and then coming out of it. Now here we have understood that electric current is always flowed from the positive terminal to that of the negative. Conventionally it is other, that is negative to the positive terminal. This is all about the electric circuit and electric current. Now the question came related to that of the current. Let me write a question which is also given in NCERT, student. Let us try to understand that. What is this question? Now the question is, a current of 0.5 ampere is drawn by a filament of an electric bulb for 10 minutes. Find the amount of electric charge. Find the amount of electric charge flows through the circuit. Now see here, this is the question which is related to the first circuit. Flows through the circuit. Now see here, in this question, student, what are the things which is given? So a current of 0.5 ampere. So current which is represented by I, this is equals to 0.5 ampere, capital A. Okay. It is drawn, the current is drawn from a filament of an electric bulb for 10 minutes. So here it is given in minute, students, so we have to convert it into seconds. So time is given as a 10 minute. So we can convert it into second. 10 into 60. This will be equals to 600 seconds. So time is here 600 seconds. Now we can represent the amount of electric charge. So we know the formula, I is equals to Q upon T. So what is the charge? Charge we have to find it. So we can also write it as Q is equals to I into T. Now I is what? That is 0.5 and time is given, that is 600. And it will be equals to 300. Now what kind of SI unit that we will going to use? We know that for charge it is Coulomb. So it will be represented as C. Okay. So this much charge will be obtained from the current flowing through the circuit. Now let us start with the new, and that is potential difference. We are continuously saying potential difference. Okay. So in order to understand this concept, we have to understand the meaning of a potential. Electric potential and potential difference. Electric potential and potential difference. When we talk about the potential, student, potential means which is having more energy, right? if we talk in term of a potential energy. So potential is something which is here. If we talk about a tank, suppose we have taken a tank, and this tank, it is connected with another tank. It's a very common example, student, which you have seen even in the book, but yes, it's very effective in order to understand that. So suppose both of them are having means both of them are equal now, but there is an unequal distribution of the water. This tank is having more amount of water as compared to this one. Doesn't matter what is the width, but matter is the what is the matter is the level of the water. So here in this case, the level of the water is more as compared to this one. So the water start flowing from A to B. Why is it so? Because it is having more amount of water. So potential is more. That is why it start flowing from the more potential to the less potential. Similarly, in case of an electric current also same thing happened. The current start flowing from the more potential, means what happened? Due to the atoms, it get divided into positive and the negative charge. It means one of them is having more number of electron, other is having the less number of electron. So one is having more potential than that of the other. It is because of that we used to represent it by positive and negative charge. Negative means electron rich and the positive means which is electron deficient. So we can say that one is having more number of electron, other is having less number of electrons. So kind of a difference exists between them, that we call as a potential difference. We will going to discuss later about this potential difference and try to understand about the resistance also.